evening, everyone that has joined us tonight. Because of time, we just have to kickstart. Others will look for a way to join us on the call. I welcome everyone that has joined us from wherever you have joined us. It's such a great pleasure to be able to host you tonight, and I assure you, you're going to learn something really very amazing. Okay, all right, you're going to learn something very amazing. Okay, so I'd like to first of all begin. I'd like to know where you're joining us from, where you're joining us from. I'd like to begin. I just like to know where you're joining us from. I just need to know, say maybe your first name and where you're joining us from. Just tell us the location you're joining us. You don't have to introduce your name so that I'll know. Am I audible enough? Can you hear me? I can see some people say they can't hear me. Just to be sure, am I audible enough? I just want to know where you are joining us from. Welcome. Okay. Someone say Lagos. Yeah, I actually put on the Arsenal jersey on purpose. I'm an Arsenal fan, and today we are celebrating. Okay. Benin, I can see Benin, I can see Lagos, I can see Cross River, I just want to know Lagos, Plateau. I just want to know where you're joining us from. Jason from Adamawa. If I can get your first name, I think it will be better. I have someone again from Akwa Ibom. Monday from Port Harcourt. Welcome. I'm seeing AI Remy Spice from Lagos Oshodi. Steven from Lagos. Matthew from Ogbomoso. Oh, wow. Matthew, welcome. Our hearts are so much with the people of Ogbomoso. Welcome so much. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad. Then we have, I can see the name Antonia from Unsuka, Enugu. Then I'm seeing Gary Vals. I see you from Benin. Oh, this thing is going so fast. Wherever you have joined us from, I really want to say, I just want to take 2-3 minutes to acknowledge you wherever you have joined us from. If I can just get your first name, I would like it out so that I can. I'm seeing Juliet from Port Harcourt, Egariva from Benin City, Perry Mene from Anambra, Umar from Abuja, Samuel from Enugu. Yeah, thank you. Oh, my distance is not refreshing. Wow. Evans from Akwa Ibom, Ibrahim from Kaduna. Can you help me with your first name? Duche. I hope I'm pronouncing that way. From Kaduna. Muhammad from Niger. Moshood from Kwara. I can see you. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. I mean, what's the time? Let me just use another 2 minutes again to acknowledge presence. I can see Abubakar from Gombe. Oh wow. Prince from Akwa Ibom. Shedrack from Lokoja. Isioma from Lagos. Dada Oluseyi from Lagos. Oh wow. Remy Spicy, I'm here with 3 of my guys. That's a spirit, man. That's a spirit. You know, this is a free webinar, and it's good that you really carry people along. I believe so much in communal growth and progress, especially when it comes to the world of finance. All right, let me just take just a few more names. I hope I'm audible enough. Ben from Abuja, Smith from Jos, David from Lagos, Elijah from Akure, Mark Long from Jos. Can see Suraman from Niger. Okay. My network is up. All right. AGK from Anambra, Ola Tunji from Ibadan. All right. Welcome, every one of you. I am so glad to have you around. So glad to have you around. So we're going to kickstart now. This is 7:40 by my time here. I'm reaching you live from Lagos, Nigeria. So wherever you are from, I believe you're going to get something valuable. So people have been asking me, I'm wearing the Arsenal jersey. Yeah, I'm a pure Arsenal fan. I love football so much. And as long as we love as we link it up with finance and everything. We lost, I'm in pains, but we've moved past it and we are celebrating our victory for the Premier League. But that's just as a lighter note. I'd like to welcome every one of you that has joined. I think some people are still introducing themselves. Let me just pick one or two names from here. Can I see? Okay. I think my network is not refreshing. Peter from Edo State, Mustafa from Jigawa. All right, welcome. I know a lot of persons will join us, but there's no time. So I just want to kickstart now. I want to give you an interesting fact. As of January this year, if you had invested 100,000 in some of the stocks that you can see on my screen, I hope you can see my screen very well. If you had invested 100,000 in some of these stocks that I will mention now, Fortis Global Limited, your return on your investments as at this time, May, would have been 515,000. If you have invested 100,000 in Premier Pens, your return on investment would have been 375,000. If you had invested 100,000 in GT stocks, GT Bank, your return on investment would have been 200,000. If you had invested 100,000 in Zenith, your return on investment would have been 200,000. If you had invested this one very amazing stock that has been very impressive. It's called NCRO Nigeria. If you had invested 100,000, it would have been 1.7 million. Think about that. Then we have Shua Nigeria, 400,000. If you had left 100,000 just in your bank savings, because of the effect of inflation, the worth of that money would have been 85,000. So that is the idea of what we're going to be looking at tonight. Just to give you a heads up about what stock investing is all about, the potential, the risk, and everything you need to know as time would allow us to be able to cover what we have to cover. All right. Okay. So what are our expectations today? Today, you will discover how everyday Nigerians are using the capital market to grow wealth. You would also discover how to get started no matter how little your capital is. And by the end, you will know how to confidently take your first step into investing. And let me just ask the question. If you are actively invested in the stock market, say I am. If you are not, say no, or just say yes. Just use yes and no. If you are actively investing in the stock market, say yes. If you are not, say no. I just want to have an idea of those that are in the room so that we know how to lead the conversation. If you are active, I don't know if you got my question. If you are actively invested in the Nigerian stock market, say yes. That means you have a stocks, you have shares. If you are not, say no. Are we following? 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 Okay, all right. Tululokpe says no. Evan says no. James says no. Okay, no. Charity says no. Chizoba says no. Okay, Remy Spice say partially. Raimund Adeleke says no. Trada say no. Futki say no. Sanda. Wow. Sanda says yes. Samuel says no. Prince says no. Glory says no. No, not yet. Okay. Isioma says not yet. Sweet Milestone says yes. Chibuzo says no. Elijah says yes. Shadrach says not really. All right. Okay. Whatever your position is, yes or no. All right. Well, we have a lot of no's. That means a lot of persons on this call do not really understand how the stock market works and how it operates. So just try and follow. I'll just rush through the presentation. Like I said before, there's so much potential. You know, the stock market is one place where the potential for wealth creation is very high. But before I go into my presentation, a lot of you don't know me, so sometimes it's better you know who is talking to you. So you know who is talking to you, who is before you presenting to you. So I'll just do an introduction of myself. My name is Adam Sosaremida. I'm known as Adam's Capital. I'm a man with many hats, and I'm a lot of things to different people based on the tasks you see me carrying out. But for the sake of this webinar, take me as your host, same as Jimovia, the owner of Zenith Bank, and our current CBN governor, Cardoso. You know, there's just a relationship between those in engineering and finance. We've not been able to understand why people with engineering background seem to do well in finance more than the people that haven't studied banking and finance. But that one is a talk for another day. But I'm a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Benin. I'm also a graduate of JBS Lagos and Tekidia Business School, Boston, USA. I actually began my career about a decade ago as an agent banker for First Bank and Zenith Bank. From there on, I grew into other areas of finance, such as retail banking, investment banking, and asset management. Okay, so I currently serve as the founder of Finiverse_NG and Sabi Investors Tribe financial literacy platforms. And I also serve as the business manager of Mecilium Finance, a financial institution focused on retail banking for small and medium enterprises. I am a certified financial coach by the Central Bank of Nigeria. For about a decade, I've dedicated a great portion of my work towards financial literacy, educating thousands both on site and online on how they can utilize their financial resources for maximum productivity. I've had the opportunity of working with for big organizations, federal and state governments, developmental organizations to execute financial literacy. I'm also a regular face on TV for business, finance, and economic analysis. All right, I'm just seeing someone say there's no audio. Is that, can you hear me clearly? Am I audible, please? There is no audio. Okay. Let me proceed. Please confirm you can hear me. I am happily married and blessed with awesome kids. I am also a proud Arsenal fan. Arsenal. Okay. Please, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, yeah, I'm sure. Okay, thank you. Some persons cannot hear me, some persons can hear me. It's audible. Which do I take now? Okay, yeah. All right. So, like I said, it is my earnest desire that your desired financial dream comes to pass. Welcome to this webinar. So, these are just some shots of some of the stuff that I do. But like I said, I'm an active investment banker, retail banker, and I'm into asset management. So, you're going to really learn a lot from what I have to share. I'm not just sharing with you from knowledge, I'm sharing with you something that I do on a day-to-day basis. So here's a disclaimer. What I'm about to share with you is not a get-rich-quick scheme, because I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of DMs. How much will I put? How much will I get? How many people will I bring? Please, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme or a system of fast and quick returns. It is rather a proven system of multiple streams of income that billionaires across the world use. So this is very important. So in case you came here to want to hear somebody tell you how you can double your money in 24 hours, this is the wrong webinar. This is what we are going to be sharing are things that have been tested, have been tried, and are used by billionaires across the world. So what is stock investing? When we hear stock investing, to break it down to the simplest, like I said, this is ABC of stock investing. So to break it down, I want you to see stock investing as owning a piece of the pie of companies. If you can see my screen very well, you will see there's a pie on the screen, and you see about 3 hands coming to take out of that pie. So when you say stock investing or shares, I think that will be better to understand. You have a share or a slice of that company. You're not just buying papers. You're actually a major shareholder in the affairs of companies. Some of you have GTB bank accounts. You have Access Bank accounts. Some of you buy Dangote Cement to build your houses and do a lot of stuff. Some of you buy a lot of things, but So, but when you will not invest in their stock or you buy shares of those companies, you are a part owner. That's why it's called actually called equity investing. Equity means that you are a part owner of that company. That's what equity means. So when you buy shares of company, for instance, you buy share of, for instance, Dangote Refinery is going to be listed very soon, and you buy shares of Dangote Refinery, you are also a joint owner of that refinery as Mr. Aliko Dangote. That's how stock investing works. So when that company gains value, you get value. When that company loses value, you also lose value. When that company makes profit, you get it. You also get to take from the profits. That's what they call dividends. All right. So that's when you hear the word stocks. I just want you to see that you are part owner of the company. You have a share. So really, you can really take a briefcase. You can raise your shoulder high and begin to tell people, do you know I am part of the owners of GT Bank? I'm part of the owners of Access Bank. Because when GT Bank makes profit, they're going to share with you. When Access Bank makes profit, they're going to share with you. When Dangote Cement makes profit, they're going to share with you. And all the over 200 stocks, companies listed on the Nigerian capital markets. All right. So this is so fundamental. So just another interesting fact, because I like to make my teachings and my webinar very, very practical. You have a lot to really gain and learn. There is no billionaire in any part of the world whose wealth is not significantly from the shares, either from the business they own or the business they invest in. Whether the name is Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Femi Otedola, Tunde Numelu, Aliko Dangote, all of their wealth is from what we call equity investing or shares. And especially when their companies become publicly listed, then that is now you have entered into the arena of multiple wealth. Femi Otedola is one very good example. Those of you in the community, you know that I share a lot on Femi Otedola. Because this one is not just a billionaire, but he's one investor. I want to recommend his book for you, Making It Big, his memoir. Femi Otedola, just last 2 weeks, he invested 40 billion naira in First Bank shares and invested about $100 million in Dangote Refinery just last week. So because that is the one of the biggest, greatest wealth creator, okay, shares investing, because the barrier of entry is very low. For as little as 1,000, for as little as 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, depending on your capacity, you can really begin to buy shares of this company and participate in stock investing. Compared to other asset classes like real estate or starting a business or some other asset classes, some of them, the barrier of entry is very high. For instance, for you to own a good property, maybe in Lagos or in Abuja, let's say you want to own a plot of land, you should have at least a minimum of 5-10 million. If you want to get in a very good place, you should be talking about 50-100 million. Want to buy a property, you should be talking about over 200 million. So you see, real estate investing, the barrier of entry is very high. But for stock, like I said before, it's as low as 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, you can begin to buy. So that's why you see is a leveler, it's an even playing field. Okay, so that's so very important. So we want to go into some of the things I want to be sharing. If you are new to stock investing, here are my 4 beginner steps to investing in the stock market. 4 beginner steps. Number 1, understand the basics. Like I said, stock investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a put one tomorrow, 24 hours, bring one downline, bring upline, bring 5 people, register 2 people. Like I said before, all billionaires in every part of the world, whether they're in the US, whether they're in Europe, whether they're in the UK, whether they're in Africa, whether in Nigeria, when you say significant wealth, it has to come from the stock market. When you say Dangote is worth, I think it's worth about $26 billion now, thereabout. Where do you think the net worth is coming from? Is because of the equity he owns in his businesses. All right, the assets, especially those from what they call equity investing or stock or shares, which we are sharing. So my 4 beginner steps for you to begin to invest. Understand the basics. Stock investing simply means investing in companies that are public. You own a share of the company, and when the company makes profit, you get a return. When the value of the company goes up, you also benefit. Like I said, when you hear the word shares or stocks, I just want you to think of real businesses. For instance, the banks, GT Bank, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, First Bank, or the industrial goods sector, Dangote Cement, Boa Cement, Lafarge. All right. Or do you want to talk about telecommunication, Airtel, MTN Nigeria? Or where should we talk about? We talk about agriculture, Presco, Okomo. These are companies you are investing in. So when you put your 50,000, your 100,000, you are buying shares of maybe GT Bank, for instance. You are owning a part of that company. And the reason why you are doing that, because GT is a financial service company. So the more GT Bank continues to render service, by the way, it's one of the most profitable banks, not even in Nigeria, but in Africa. So the more GT Bank continues to make profit, you gain. And the more investors continue to see GT Bank as a viable company, the share price increases in value, what they call capital appreciation. I'll talk about that later. Number two, you need to, like I said, number one, understand the basics. Number two, understand the right stocks. You know, a lot of people hear about stock investing, and after webinars like this, they just jump and want to go and start investing. It's not every stocks that are listed in the capital market that are viable for you, that are relevant for you, that are important for you. So what you invest in is as important as what you get in return. Not every company is profitable investment. Some good pick would change your financial fortunes. I mean, just 2 or 3 companies that you just invest and you pick them right can change your story. I mean, like, if there's anything that's really making people extremely wealthy now, especially in Nigeria, that's been the capital market. Capital markets of recent has posted one of the greatest gain we've ever seen in the history, even in Africa. I mean, about just last year alone, investors gained about 36 trillion. And just a few people are playing in this space. Some of you in the community, I share some of all this information. So you must know the right stocks to pick. The companies you want to invest in, they are very important. Number 3, you must understand risk. Investing is all about taking calculated risk. All right. When considering risk management, ask yourself, how much can I afford to lose? Sometimes when I interact with clients and some people are trying to engage my services and they are looking for, oh, I have this money, I have 500,000, I have 1 million. What should I invest in? The first question I'll be asking you is, how much risk are you willing to take? Some persons will say, I don't want anything to happen to my capital. Of course, there are some stocks we begin to look at, or there are some investments we're going to look at. We're going to talk about fixed income, mutual funds, treasury bills, commercial papers, bonds, and some of all those stuff. So not all investment will yield the desired return. So you need to, when you're talking about risk, you talk about your age. Your age is very important when it comes to risk. Your capital too is very important. Somebody that has 100 million naira to invest and somebody that has 1 million naira to invest, the kind of risk they will take is different. The person that has 100 million, if he just sees something that can just do 5%, 5% on 100 million, that's 5 million. But 5% on a 1 million, that's about 50,000. So you can see that it varies. So you must understand risk. What kind of investor are you? All right. Are you risk averse or you are a very aggressive investor? There are some persons who say, oh, don't worry, just invest this thing for me. And the level of risk you are willing to take to a great extent determines the return that you get. And number 4, you must invest consistently. All right. Small amounts compound into wealth. Let me tell you something. Do you know if you invest 50,000 consistently for 5 years at an annual return of 12%, it will compound to 4.1 million as against 3 million naira if it wasn't compound. What I'm trying to say, if you're just saving 50,000 naira every month in the bank, all right, in a year, it will be 600,000. In 5 years, it will be 3 million. But if you're investing it somewhere that's just giving 12%, let me just use 12% as an example, 12% per annum, because of compound interest, all right, because of it compounds, it will be 4.1 million. Are you seeing the difference? So that's what investing is all about. And that's what investing in the stock market is all about. You must understand the basics, that you're investing in a company, you are investing in a business, all right? You are owning a part or a share of that business. So anytime you see in the news that GT Bank made so and so profit, you should be excited, because that means investors are going to react positively to it. And whatever the profit is going to also be shared to you. You must understand how to pick the right stocks. There are over 200 stocks listed in the capital market. Not all stocks are for you. You must understand which stocks are right for you. Then, like I said before, you must understand risk, and you must be willing to invest consistently. All right. So why do most Nigerians struggle with investing? Let me just share something briefly. Why do most Nigerians struggle with investing? Number 1, the fear of losing money. Like I said just now, when it comes to investment, you have to talk about risk. And most times people do not want to lose money. And you don't understand that for you to gain money, you have to lose some money. Some things have to go. For you to get, you have to give. But some people know they don't want to lose money because they've had their fingers burnt. They invested in schemes like MMM and all the funny kind of get rich stuff that come up every year. Different names with different shades. Do this, do that, do this task, we'll get the. And because of that, a lot of people are not scared of investing. And number two, many people don't know the kind of which investments are right for them. And especially in this age where there's a lot of things, a lot of scam. Some people even now say they're not even quite sure. Some persons were calling me scammer, and if they don't know me before, well, I won't blame them because of some of the things I've experienced. But you see, when you have the right information and you belong to the right community and you have the right mentorship, investing becomes easy because I believe so much in knowledge. And that's why I spend a lot of my time. For about a decade now, I'll be sharing information. Like I said before, some people are falling for scams. That's why Nigerians struggle with investing because of no proper guidance. You just see something, somebody just promised that 30% in 1 month. Come on. Like we used to say, if the return on investment is too good to be true, it is really too good to be true. It is too good to be true. Any investment that promises you a guaranteed return, see the word I'm using. Any investment that promises you a guaranteed return of more than 30% in a year, guaranteed. 30, let me just be generous. Let me say 35% guaranteed. You need to really ask questions very well. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's above the regulated standards. All right. So that is why you see you need to ask questions, speak with the right people, belong to the right community, and have access to the right information. And sometimes people hear a lot of confusing jargons, especially when it comes to investing, it comes to finance. People have heard so many jargons. When you use the word jargons, there are so many words, so many confusing words. At the end of the day, you just say, I don't want to have anything to do with it. But you're actually shortchanging yourself. Because like I said, for there to be any kind of reward, they need to take some risk. Even in life, it's a life principle. All right. When you hear names like Dangote, what do you think is happening? These guys, Otedola, you are seeing on my screen, Tony Elumelu and Jimovia. What do you think? They are risk takers. If I tell you about some of you read now, Otedola was billions of naira in debt. Billions, not 50 billion, not even 100 billion. Do you know what it means to be 250 billion in debt? But these guys are, so sometimes you see them, you like them, you appreciate them, you like their story, but there's a lot of risk that comes. But like I said before, risk needs to be calculated. And how do you calculate risk? Is through information and knowledge. All right. So like I said, for those of you that joined late, the Nigerian capital market is still a good mine. It's still a good mine. All right. So I named some stuff, some stocks. If you had 100,000 naira this year, if you knew what to do with your 100,000, you had invested in the following shares, your story would have been different. Okay. Your story would have been different. Okay. Someone just said, all right. Okay. So I think, but it's not too late. Why many Nigerians are bewailing the Nigerian economy? Intelligent investors are truly cashing out. Let me just pause and say something here, okay? I know I'm getting some messages that some people need to. Okay, no problem, it's fine. All right, so just if you are still on the call, follow me because it's about to get a little bit more interesting and very more direct. I know that the economy, especially if you live in Nigeria, the economy is very hard and difficult. Things are difficult. Everybody's insulting the president. Oh, he's making life difficult. He's making life miserable. There's too much inflation. There's no value for your money again. If you have 100,000, you can't even do nothing with it. But the truth is, not everybody is wailing. Never deceive yourself to think that everybody is crying the way you are crying. All right. Recently, I was in Abuja. I went to do something. I think some weeks ago, I was in Abuja, and I was shocked at the level of investment, especially in real estate, going on in Abuja. Those of you that are joining us from Abuja, you can attest to the fact that the number of real estate development that's going, it doesn't look like the people that are doing those things are Nigerians, but they are Nigerians. So the stock market has been very rewarding, especially since this president came on board. And there are reasons why. I don't think I'll be able to cover why it looks like the capital market has been very rewarding to investors. I may not have the time, but I think I shared on one of my interview with one of the TV stations. I shared why. Because of time, I won't be able to go into details. But the market has been very, very rewarding. And the truth is, it's not too late. They say the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time is today. And it happens in investment too. Sometimes you say, oh, I came late. I missed out on the opportunity. When it comes to especially stock investing, you are never too late because there's always liquidity coming in, going out. There's always people buying, people selling, people buying, people selling. And that's what gives opportunity for you to be able to also create wealth out of that. Okay. So investing in the capital market involves buying shares of companies, like I've said before, listed on the Nigerian, what they call exchange, and which is like a marketplace for buying and selling of stocks of companies. So an exchange, when you hear Nigerian Stock Exchange, it's like a marketplace. Think of a market where they sell tomato, they sell vegetable, they sell dress, they sell shoe. So the exchange is like a market. All right. So you as a buyer, you're going to meet a seller. So for everything you're trying to buy, somebody's selling. For every stock you're trying to buy, somebody's selling. So that's how it works. So what are the benefits you get from stock investing? Like number one, we have capital appreciation. Number one is capital appreciation. All right. What is capital appreciation? Capital appreciation means that, for instance, just last year, as at was now we're in May, as of May last year, GT Bank was trading for less than 16 naira. Today, GT Bank is about 150 naira. So capital appreciation means that the share price has moved from 60 naira and it is now 150. That it has appreciated by more than 100%. All right. So that is one way you benefit from stock investing. So if you had invested 10,000 in GT Bank as at last year May, it means that by this time your return on investment would have been an extra almost 13,000, and your total investment value will now be like 23,000. So that's what capital appreciation means. Capital appreciation means that what you are getting on top. Then we have dividends payment. All right, you have dividends payment. Then we have rights issue. Dividends payment is when the company makes profits, they share their profit, and you get to benefit from it. So, for instance, GT Bank made around their profit was around was it 1 trillion or 400 billion? I'm not quite sure which was revenue, which was profit. But say, for instance, their profit is 500 billion. So sometimes 50% of that 500 billion go as dividends for investors. So that means depends on the share price that you share, the quantity of shares that you have determines what you're going to gain. Then we have rights issue. They give you opportunity to get shares at some discounted rates or bonus. They also give you additional shares for investing with them, then voting rights and decision making. So, like I said before, stock investing, shares investing is the easiest kind of investing you can ever do, and it's one of the most rewarding. Yes, it can be very risky, but if you know what you are doing, like I shared here, you have the right information, you're under the right community, you have the right mentor, you are able to pick the right stocks, you understand the basics, you have your risk management in place, you should be able to make the most out of it. So this is just see, imagine you had 100,000, and this is not a Ponzi scheme. Your 100,000 is like 1.7 million now because you know the right stock to invest in. And there are laws and there are rules that govern how this thing operates. Okay. So let me just take a short break now. I know I've been talking for quite some time. What's the time? I've been talking for about 25 minutes now. So I want to take a short break for Q&A. Just ask me so far questions that you like to ask. What is not clear? We are rounding up now. We're winding up. I'm told that some persons they have some devotion they need to attend. So it's fine. It's fine. But for those of you still on call, try and hang in there. So I want to see on the comments, just let me know what your questions are, what you like to, based on what I've shared, what would you like to ask, what is not clear, what are some of the things you'd like us to touch on. So it's time for question. I've shared about what stock is as you're investing in business and you're investing in companies, and I've shared a lot of stuff. So talk to me, and it's time for you to talk to me. What is not clear? So I'm waiting for you. I hope I'm still audible. I hope I'm still audible. Okay. Yeah, I have one question here. Says, Okay, so after I bought a stock and realized that the market is dropping, is there anything that I can do? If not, can I withdraw? Okay, just try and type very well. I'm just trying to use. So, all right. So, like I said before, one way you profit on stock investing is because of the people buy, people sell. And if more people are buying than selling, all right, the value of that stock increases. It's just a law of supply and demand. And if more people are selling than they are buying, the value of that stock reduces. Sometimes there are a lot of reasons why a stock could be dropping. Maybe the company did not make good profits. Maybe investors are losing confidence. It will be that maybe investors are taking profit, like last week, last 2 weeks, the stock market had dropped a bit. It cooled down because it was just going at an astronomical rate. So sometimes just for you to understand why is the stock appreciating and why is the stock value depreciating. So it's not every time that you see a stock, because this is something that beginners in investing do. They just invested, for instance, 100,000, and its share price reduces to like, and their value is now 80,000. They just panic. Sometimes just relax. It goes up, it goes and goes up, and over time, the stock market has proven to be rewarding. It rewards the patient. It always appreciates by a certain value. So, you need to know why the share price is going down, and you need to know if you should sell or you should hold. Okay, but sometimes I advise don't be impatient. You just bought a share on Monday and on Wednesday are selling. That's impatient because it's dropping. All right. So this one says my mommy bought but don't know if the capital and dividend has appreciated. What can she do to recover? Okay, I think what you're trying to say is your mom bought some shares, but it seems like she doesn't have information about the share if the capital and the dividend has appreciated. Okay. Apologies, please. All right. So what you're saying is that your mom bought some shares and she doesn't seem to know if the capital has appreciated or if dividend has been paid. What you're trying to say, I think that your mom may have bought some shares many years ago. I get this a lot from elderly people, especially those of them that bought shares 2005, 2006, 2007, around that time, and they don't seem to have more information. So just tell your mom to go to unclaimed dividends. All right, unclaimed dividends on SEC Nigeria portal. She should just type her name should pull up. She'll be able to get more information about where she invested. Unclaimed dividends, SEC Nigeria. You can type that on Google and the link will show. All right, let me just take a couple of more questions. What's the time? Do we still have time? This one says, how can we know the right share at the right time? Yes, yeah, that involves a lot of information. So there's a lot of factors that govern what is the right share and when is the right time. First of all, you need to understand does this business do, and what is their history? How profitable have they been for some time? The last 1 year, the last 2 years, the last 3 years. What are some of the conditions that may make this company profitable in the interim? For instance, let me just give you a trick. Currently, there's been global crisis going on, US, Iran, and Israel. You know, the war going on in the Middle East. And because of that, there's been disruption in what they call in the global supply chain. So you see that's why the fuel price increased, because of there's been a lot of increase in the cost of logistics of petroleum. And because of that, some companies like Dangote Refinery, they've been making a lot of money, and some companies like Arade or oil companies, it has been benefiting to them. So it's just for you to understand what they call the macroeconomic factors and some external factors that may favor a company that is listed on the stock market. So that will give you an idea as to which stock is right for you or which is not right. Okay. All right. How do we get these stocks? Okay. How do we get these stocks? You need to get a broker. A registered broker can be a brokerage. There are a lot of brokerage firms, a lot. So once you're able to get a very good registered and licensed broker, you should be able to get some of these shares. A broker are those that help you to get these shares. It's not just something you can just go and buy by yourself. You have to go through a licensed broker to get these stocks. Yeah. How do you know when a company is paying dividends? All right, they normally would release information about it. So that's why investing has to do a lot with information. They will send you either an email or they will publish it on the news. They'll let you know that they are sharing. I think this last month, May, April, a lot of companies shared dividends. GT Bank, Zenith Bank, a lot of them. And some of you must have been seeing online how people have been profiting from that. All right, this one says, when making research on a particular stock, what are the things to look out for? Oh yeah, there are a lot of things. That's what they call fundamental analysis. All right, fundamental analysis of the stocks. We're going to look at the revenue of this company, their cost of doing business, their cost to revenue ratio, their profitability, the management team and their style, and the category of business that they're doing. All right, what has been their what we call YOY, year-on-year growth, month-on-month growth. How has it been compared to how they've been doing? How efficient is their business? For instance, GT Bank is a highly efficient business, and that's why I see investors are always rushing to it. So those are some of the things. There's also called technical analysis. Technical analysis involves that you have to look at the graph, look at the chart, and some of those things I will never be able to go into details because of the focus of this webinar, right? Because of time, dividend payment, how is it calculated and paid to shareholders? Like I said, companies decide how well to share their profit. So dividends usually share from the profits made. So for instance, if a company made 500 billion in profits, they can decide to share 50% of that, which is 250 billion. So it depends on the quantity of shares that you have. So for instance, if they say per share, they're going to be giving dividends of 8 naira, all right? 8 naira. They're going to be paying 8 naira per share that you own as dividends. So that if you own 1,000 shares, 8 times 1,000, that is 8,000 naira. That will be the dividends that you be paid. So that's how it's calculated. Which app do you recommend? It's quite some app. There's Bamboo, there's AfriInvest, there's Invest Ninja, and some of those things, some of those apps that you know. Then which stock should we buy now? How do you know the right companies to invest in, or what are the right things to look out for when trying to invest? Okay, I think I've been touching on some of these things if you've been following. When you buy units of shares, okay, the question is not the time. How does one identify the best and most trusted stockbrokers in Nigeria and abroad? And can I invest on my own without these brokers? No, you cannot invest on your own. You need a licensed broker to be able to invest and buy these shares. How can you identify? Yes, you need to check. So they need to be licensed and registered by the regulator called Security and Exchange Commission, SEC Nigeria, SEC Nigeria. They need to be registered and licensed there. So I say, which stock should we buy now? Oh, it's a lot of things to say on that. I need more insight about dividends. I think I just touched on that. Someone who bought with 100K cannot lose everything on the stock. It's possible, but if you have guidance, you shouldn't lose everything on the stock. All right. Like I said, for the stock market gives you opportunity to make profits, and also there's also opportunity for losses if you don't know what you're doing. That's why you need to have your risk management in place. This one says, my name is Godson from Abuja. Honestly, I've been looking for a genuine platform to learn about these shares investing, and I believe I'm at the right place. Question, please, how do I know the right shares? I've just been touching on that, how you can know the right shares to get. When you buy units of shares, let's say GTCO shares, do you get paid dividends by holding the units regardless of the market outcome? Yes. If GT Bank makes profits, yes, you're going to get. Even if the share price does not appreciate, if they make profit, they normally share profit for their traders. So many questions. All right, I'll come back to them. Let me just finish up. I think we just have a few minutes. Let me just finish up. I see your questions coming. I hope I'll be able to touch. I should be able to touch everything. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So some of you may be asking, like, I've shared a lot of things with you. Some of you have seen the struggles beginners face, trying to identify the right stocks, trying to get information. Some of you I've seen your questions. I've also shown you the opportunity in the Nigerian capital market. I've shown you a simple roadmap. And now the question is, do you want to do this on your own, or you need guidance? That's a very important question, because sometimes people don't understand. You see, life is all about the community you belong to and the information that you have. Those are the two things that differentiate two people: information and community. And sometimes the community you belong to determines the kind of information that comes. There are some places, there are some things, there are some people, there are some groups that you continue to hang out with. There are some certain information that will never get to you. Some of you now, you're hearing about some certain things I'm sharing today for the first time. Some of you don't know that, oh, man, to invest in stock, you don't need a billion. You don't need everything set in place. It's all about information. It's all about community and belonging to the right community. All right. So I want to share with you some testimonials. All right. Like I said, we've been doing this thing for about a decade and we've been guiding and holding the hands of people. All right. This is just a few because of time. I couldn't just bring a lot, but there's been so many testimonials. This one says, "Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for your help as regards investment. This is my first time into it and I'm hopeful to worth it." Now, I wish I had put up the full message. This person invested in Okomo. One Okomo was just 600 and something naira. Ladies and gentlemen, Okomo is 2,000 naira. Now, one of the most profitable companies in the capital market. All right. So it's all about guidance and information. This other person just screenshotted his entire portfolio. And you can see green, green, green in the middle. Green, green, like his portfolio. He said, "Thank you so much, sir, for all that you do, sir. I decided to check the stocks I got from my sister yesterday, and I was blown." This was since last year. Another one again, sometimes they just send me a screenshot because, like I said before, all you need is guidance. And I say, "Good morning, my coach. I want to say a big thank you for your investment guidance and knowledge. Joining your inner circle investment community has been one of my greatest decisions this year. I never thought in my life I could make a profit of 1 million naira in a short time from investing. Truly, like you say, information is power, and I'm grateful." These are real life results. I'm not sharing with you fairy tales. This one sent me a message. Say, "Good morning, sir. I want to wish you a happy new month and also use this opportunity to appreciate you for all that you have shared via the Sabi investment community. Joining the community has been one of the best decisions I've made this year, and it has really impacted my financial journey. I'm able to go through investment platforms and understand the things I see in order to make the most informed decisions. I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so, so much." See, I had previously purchased an investment course, but I couldn't make informed decisions with it. But since joining the community, I have become better armed because all your teachings are so easy to understand. All right. Thank you so much. Looking forward to learning so much more from the community. Let's build wealth together. All right. So no matter where you are in your investment journey, results are highly replicable. What you need is the right community with the right information. All right. So I want to invite some few persons. I just want to give you an opportunity to be part of us at the Sabi Premium Tribe. Okay. I know some of you are already in the community already, but we have a premium tribe. It's just an exclusive few people that I guide and hold their hands. All right. I'll come to your questions, but I just want to share this so that some people that need to take action, they need to take action. You know, some of you made some New Year resolutions, say, "Oh, this new year, I'm going to do something different about my finance and every single thing." For you to do something different, for you to have another new year, you need to make a new decision. If you keep doing things the same way you have been doing them over the years, you're going to produce the same results. And that's why I want to give you a few people that really want to take their financial journey seriously. I want to offer you an invitation to join us at the Sabi Investors Premium Tribe. All right. Some of the things you get to benefit, you get access to high promising stocks recommendation. Some of you, I can see that you're already asking me which stock is the right stock now. When you are part of that premium tribe, some of them are already on call. They understand what happens. You get to know, for instance, Dangote Refinery is about to be listed. You need to have all the information that you need to have. You need to know when to position, how to position. Those are some of the advantages you get when you are part of the Sabi Premium Tribe. You get to know which stockbrokers are safe to you. Some of you are asking me who are licensed stockbrokers. We assist with some of these things. You get to be a part of a community of active and professional investors who are ready to guide you. We assist you with proper risk management so you know what you should be investing in. You get to have a one-on-one live call with me alongside other community members and ask questions you may have directly to me. You have access to profitable investment deals and helpful resources to help you in your investment journey and many more to get you started. Okay. And you also get access to my latest book free. All right. Wealth Beyond Salary. All right. Especially for those who are salary earners, even business earners. This book is something that you need to have. It's an ebook that I journal and captured how you can really build wealth no matter the size of your paycheck. And those that will join the Sabi Premium Tribe, they get it for free. It's part of the bonus package. All right. So today I'm offering it to you. All right. If you're listening to me, this is like a discount offer that will just stay for 72 hours. So 3 categories. Number 1, you want to join us. The actual admission fee is 25,000 now. Some persons have even registered recently, but I'm discounting it today because of this webinar for 19,900. Like I said, you also get access to my free book for the first 15 persons who will register now and within 72 hours. All right. For the first 15,000, 15 persons, you're going to get it for 19,900. The rest we have to pay 25,000. Okay. So the account details are just beneath, and you can send proof of payment to the WhatsApp. Then number two, if you are students here, if you are joining this call, you are a student of any Nigerian tertiary institution, whether College of Education, Polytechnic, or University. All right, you're getting it at a discount of 12,500. And there's a reason why is this cheap for students. That's because I really am focused. We have something that we do with Nigerian university students, and I'm very excited when I see them joining investing at that age. So you're going to get it, but you must confirm and prove that you're a student with a valid ID card, not just come and start saying I'm a student. You give us a valid ID card that shall be confirmed and checked. Then number three, for those who wish to have a one-on-one private coaching session with me, all right, instead of 100,000 per session, I'm discounting it today for 82,500 for the first 5 persons who indicate interest now or within 72 hours max. Thereafter, you pay the original fee. Okay, so like I said before, it's just a few persons. The lesser the number, the better for me, so that I can provide direct mentorship. So the account details are there. Globus, if you can see your screen very well, 200. So is there going to be on the fastest finger? I'm already getting messages. So you're going to be on a fast. It's going to be on a fastest finger basis. All right. So, but let me leave this now. So you send proof of payment. I think your WhatsApp number is there. Let me attend to some questions. So, but I really, if you really beyond just the reason why I'm putting this is just to get serious people. All right, because sometimes I've observed over years of coaching and of course managing funds of people. If people don't make commitment, they are not serious with it. All right, they are not serious. All right. So if you are serious about changing your financial game, you should take advantage. Okay. All right. So let me just take a few questions. This one says, sir, I have okay, I really don't know. I really don't have any knowledge on, but how can I know if the stocks I bought is making profit? And how can I be monitoring the stock every day? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like I said, that's how we're having this. I have been hearing some certain things that we have been sharing that have been very helpful. And so I would advise you to join us at the inner circle so that we can really guide you. But just so I share with you, there are many platforms that you can use that you can be able to monitor how well you are doing and how well your share price you are doing on a daily basis. The markets now, as from tomorrow, June 1st, there's been some modification and adjustment to the Nigerian capital market. So it's now be what they call T+1 settlement. Well, those are just jargons. What it means now is now become more efficient. You cannot easily buy, you cannot easily sell. Okay. How can we identify high value stocks? Like I said before, I've been sharing, you need to know the kind of business they are doing. And I gave you a case study of some oil companies, some oil and gas companies in Nigeria that have been very impressive in the last 1 month or 2 months because of the war in Iran. So those are ways you can use to understand and know which stocks are high value stocks because of the kind of business that they do and how they are going to be rewarded. All right. So this one says, I have Afri Investor 2.0 Bamboo on my phone, but I only funded my wallet with 5K in Afri Investor 2.0. Please, which stock can I invest in as a beginner? I really don't recommend stocks, except the reason why is because there are some certain, I gave you some knowledge before. For instance, let me just share one again on my screen. I said, number one, you must understand the basics. You must understand what is stock, what they are doing, the kind of business that they do. All right. You must understand risk and you must know how to invest consistently. So it's the reason why I really don't recommend stocks to people on open calls like this, because there are some, when you join us at the inner investors at the Sabi Investors Premium Tribe, there are some resources we give to you. Very simple, we'll break it down: A, B, C, D, E. And if you dedicate time to it, you'll be all these things, you'll be able to know what to do. You're able to know what to do. If you're a beginner, there are some certain sectors you should start with. All right, there are some certain sectors that they've been very consistent over the years. Okay. Good evening, sir. I'm new to stock market and I want you to guide me on how I can partake in the upcoming Dangote refinery share. I already have my CSCS account and CHN, but what do I do next, sir? All right. Like I said before, Since you already have a CSCS and CHN account, Dangote said it's going to be listing, it's going to be doing his IPO in September. How do you position from Dangote Refinery? There are a lot of things that goes into it, which I may not be able to touch because of the brevity of time that we have, because I'll soon shut down. But the one thing you must understand is Dangote Refinery, what does it do? What's going to be the return in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year? Are investors going to price this particular company? Okay, so I recommend that you join us at the Sabi Investors Premium Tribe, whatever category you can afford, whichever suits you. All right, it's going to be very beneficial. We'll give you details. It's not rush. Now it looks like as if we are rushing, but it's not rush. Difference between primary and secondary share. Yeah, primary and secondary share. All right. So primary offer is when a company, okay, what they call private placement. So for instance, let's use Dangote Refinery as an example. So Dangote is giving up 10%, yeah, is giving 10% of his equity of Dangote Refinery to the public to be able to buy. So when we talk about primary offer or primary, yeah, is that primary? Yeah, primary share. It means that there are minimum amounts that you can use to buy. So for instance, for Dangote Refinery, I think the minimum slot is, I think, is it $20 million? Yes. So it's not something that you can use, just use 1,000. That's for primary. That means if you want to buy from Dangote direct, from the company directly on the day of the IPO, all right, yeah, there's a minimum amount you need to have. But sometimes how the share market works is that those guys that buy the primary, they now come to sell. All right. So let's use a land, for example. Let's say there's a plot of land somewhere. All right. And somebody is able to meet the direct owner to buy the land. All right. That's what you call like primary share. You are buying it directly from the owner. Then secondary is that the person that bought direct from the owner is selling it. So that's like a secondary market. So that's how it works. Okay. That's the difference between primary and secondary share or secondary offer. After paying dividends for a particular stock, is it possible for the stock bought to still pay dividends? After paying dividends for a particular stock, is it possible for the stock bought to still pay dividends, or you need to buy another stock? No. If, for instance, you have 1,000 units of GT Bank, as long as GT Bank continues to pay dividends, whether on a quarterly or on a yearly basis, they'll continue to pay you for that 1,000 shares, in as much as you don't sell. That's how I work. How do I get a licensed broker? There are a lot of them. You can check online, or if you want to join us at the Sabi Investors Premium Tribe, we can help you identify which ones are really legitimate. Please, I just invest Zenith Bank this last week, Friday, at the rate of 131 per unit. Congratulations. So how can I get CSC and CHN accounts? It's very easy to do. Once you're able to get a broker, open a brokerage account, you should be able to get a CSCS and CHN accounts. If you need hands-on guidance, you can join us. Start those buying with Bamboo app. Is there anything bad with that? Not at all. Not at all. Bamboo is also a licensed broker. What is the traded value of the company? Please, sir, can you expatiate on mutual funds and accessible ones currently? Okay, there are a lot of mutual funds. When you hear the word mutual funds, it's just investors, a mutual, like the word mutual, is pulling funds together to invest in a particular sector. So, for instance, there are different kind of mutuals, like mutual fund managers, that they pull fund and invest. There are many. I may not be able to list because of time here. But when you come join us at the Premium Tribe, we will to spend time doing that. Okay, I want to inquire about Karai's. Let me see if there's any outstanding question. Account details. Somebody's asking for account details. Okay, account details is on the screen. I hope you can see that. 2003 Global Bank. Can somebody, Mrs. Marilyn, can you help me paste it on the comment section? All right. So, or you can send a private message to Adams Capital. The WhatsApp number is also on the screen: 0701-786-61761. All right. So I appreciate every one of you that has joined us tonight. I hope you got something. I hope you learned. I want to encourage you, not necessarily because of anything, but you need your hands. You need to be guided. Investing is all about guidance. Even at my stage, I'm a level of asset management. I still have mentors, communities, and things that I'm, because you need guidance, because it's information. Do you know, somebody was asking about Femi Otedola's book. The title of that book is Making It Big by Femi Otedola, and I recommend for everybody to go and read. Making It Big. Is Mary Lee on call? Maryland Yonko, please, can you assist me on the group? Yeah. Can you assist me? I think some people need guidance with account numbers and details. Yeah, I want to recommend Otedola's book, Making It Big. Otedola wrote something. In 2013, some of you know Gerugu Power. Is a power generation company that Otedola was invested in. All right. It was a power generating company that Otedola invested in. But at that time, he paid $13 million to a consultant before for this information. What I'm trying to say is when you look at these billionaires, all right, sometimes when you look at a billionaire, you need to think about their thinking process or their information gathering process. Before Dangote invested in a refinery, he didn't just invest in a refinery. I was just watching the news now that Dangote's refinery was one of the highest exporters of what they call aviation fuel, jet fuel. So demand is not just invest in refinery because he had some money. Because some people have money, they just think that because they have money, you can just begin to invest in anything they want to invest in. That's not how it works. You invest first in information. You invest first in information before you invest in any asset. Information is one of the greatest things that you can invest in, and that is why we are giving you this opportunity to join us in investing. All right, thank you so much. We would try and see how we can make the recording available. But for those of you that need to take action, like I said before, this is a time-bound action. After the number of required persons, you have to pay the average fee. So whether you want to be part of the Sabi Investors Tribe, you're a worker, instead of 25,000, we're giving you a discount today of 19,900 within now 2 hours. Then those who are students of tertiary institution, Nigerian University, with a valid ID card, once we confirm, you can pay 12,500. Then also, if you want a one-on-one consultation with me, you need a private, just the way I'm having with everybody now. You just need 2 of us to talk. All right, per session, it is 100,000. So, but we're going to be making it 82,500. All right, I appreciate everyone that has joined us tonight. I'm going to be closing the call right now. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you once more from wherever you have joined us from. Thank you. Have a lovely night rest. Have a lovely, 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 lovely night rest. If you need to reach out to me, you can, or reach out to us. You can talk to us on our DM on WhatsApp. The number is there. Just send a message if you need more clarity or whatever is not clear in regards to joining the community. All right. Have a wonderful night rest. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night from wherever you have joined us from. Good night. Good night. Good night. Somebody's asking, can we slash? This is the best discount we can give. I mean, this is one of the lowest you can ever get in the market. All right. Information is very expensive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I hope you really got value. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. Okay. Is there anything like USA stock? They buy today and sell same day or 1 or 2 days time with percentage range from 10, 30. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them you can get. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, traders. Thank you, Godsin. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate Omale and Nemona. Thank you. Thank you. Glory. Thank you. Omulume. Thank you. Thank you so much. Obora Kure Samuel. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. So I really want to encourage you. Try. I understand sometimes is when this is cheap compared to what you will gain. Remember the testimonials that we're getting. This is so cheap. This is one of the cheapest you can get, and you're going to be getting quality stuff. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Try and make a link available again so that you can listen. Thank you. Tolulope Ibinkule, God bless you too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I got value. Thank you. All right. Good night. Oh, Zionet scripture. I came late. Oh, try and make the recordings available. We'll try and make the recordings available. So try and take action. Try and join us. Have a wonderful night rest from me. This is a good night and a bye bye.